This episode of the Orange is Orange or Browns podcast, part of the Press Play Podcast Network, is brought to you by our presenting sponsors, Aligned Health Center and The Place. I've enjoyed so much talking to Maria Jean Cola about Aligned Health Center and the care they offer clients. Listen as we continue our discussion. Here once again with Maria Jean Cola, part owner, COO of Aligned Health Center. Maria, I have this question that I've been wanting to ask. How is Aligned Health Center different than traditional chiropractic care?
That is a great question. So chiropractic biophysics focuses on structural correction of the spine. Traditional chiropractic, while it's great and it helps a lot of people and it helps a lot of people stay out of pain, that's kind of where the downfall is that it's helping people stay out of pain. It's not correcting the underlying structural issue that caused the problem in the first place.
Gotcha. So traditional chiropractic care is kind of like the whole slap some magic tape on the leak and it stops leaking, where you guys actually address like the issue, what's going on, and fix it at its source.
In a sense, yes. I mean, I hesitate to say it because I'm sure there's, some chiropractors out there listening, or somebody who has a great chiropractor in their life or in their family. And we're not bashing traditional chiropractic. It's wonderful. But in our opinion, there is an entire world beyond traditional chiropractic that needs to be explored. And it's something that can, remold someone's spine back to the proper shape so that barring any future injury, it can remain like that for the rest of their life.
Call Aligned Health Center today at 440-230-6865 or visit them online at alignedhealthcenters.com. This episode was also brought to you by The Place. The Place is the place for all of your hot tub, spa, fireplace, and outdoor grill needs. The minute you step into their showroom is the minute you become part of The Place's family. The Place works closely with you from the very beginning of this process, from choosing your ideal product, ensuring that you are well informed on your decision, and providing expert advice. Their trained professionals will prepare your home for your new fireplace, hot tub, or grill. And here's the best part. They'll do all the heavy work for you, making this process as painless and enjoyable as possible. Their continued follow-up and product service sets them apart from their competitors. The Place is not happy and satisfied until you are happy and satisfied. The Place in Medina features one of the nation's largest showrooms of hot tubs, spas, fireplaces, outdoor cooking, and leisure products for your home. It is impressive. Let me tell you, it's amazing. Visit The Place and see for yourself on 2377 Medina Road today to transform your backyard into the backyard of your dreams. When you think of fireplaces, hot tubs, grills, and patios, think The Place. Also wanted you guys to be aware of everything that's going on the Press Play Podcast Network. We have Books with Brooks, hosted by Brooks May. We have the Main Event Wrestling Podcast, hosted by Jern and Jam. We have the Tim and Shipe Show, a college football podcast. They are right in the grind of college football season. Gotta check that out. Next Man Up with Kenny Rhoda and Dennis Maniloff. Doing their thing, the Roadman, the D-Man together. Talking about all things Cleveland sports. Incredibly fun podcast. Gotta check that out. Cavs on the Break, about to check back in to Sam Amico. It's gonna be a ton of fun this season. A nice, young, fun Cavs team. Incredible offseason, great draft, new coaching staff. Could be a lot of fun things. And then finally, a Swing in a Tribe. Mike and Brent are just doing an incredible job there as the season is winding down. Make sure to give them a listen. Show your appreciation to them and their hard work all season long. Let me tell you, baseball season is a marathon, and they've done an incredible job there. Shouts to a Swing in a Tribe. Check them out. Listen to all those podcasts wherever you listen to podcasts. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Overcast, Player FM, wherever you listen to podcasts, Google Podcasts, check them out. Also, follow the network on Twitter at PressPlayPods. Like our page on Facebook at PressPlayPods. Visit our website. Please visit our website, PressPlayPodcast.com, to catch all the shows, learn about our hosts, and much more. Maybe you want to host a show. Let us know. Subscribe to our newsletter. I promise we won't flood your inbox with emails. We'll do 2 emails a month. That's it. We just want you to know what's going on. PressPlayPodcasts.com. In this episode, Jeremy and I preview the Rams-Browns Sunday night primetime football game in Cleveland, Ohio. We start with our House of Hoodies game preview. We dive into narratives. We jump to keys to the game, and we make our bold predictions. Listen, wear your orange and brown proudly this weekend. Be safe tailgating. Make memories. Have fun. Be kind to one another. And enjoy the game. Let's go, Browns. Jim Donovan, take us away.
45-40, run, William, run! He's got blockers in front, 5, touchdown! Joshua Cribbs! Snap back, ball down, kick block! They block the kick!
This is the Orange is Orange or Browns podcast, part of the Press Play Podcast Network. I'm your host, Chase Smith, and with me, as always, Browns insider Jeremy Powell. Jeremy, it's time for a Browns game preview, Sunday Night Football. What's up?
Dude, I'm pumped. I'm scared, but I'm pumped for Sunday night. Man, I'm telling you, Chase, when you look through the depth chart and the roster of the Rams, they don't have a weakness. They even got a great punter and a great kicker. I mean, that team is loaded. Oh,
well,
boy.
They're defending NFC champions for good reason. Maybe they, if not for that ref's blown call, maybe they weren't in the Super Bowl. They made it to the Super Bowl. They have one of the best young coaches in the league. They have an incredible roster filled with talent. Cooper Kupp is back, making waves already. Let's jump to our House of Hoodies game preview presented by our friends at House of Hoodies. Jeremy, the Rams come to Cleveland Sunday night. First Energy is going to be rocking. Do you know the line to the game?
I'm going to take a guess. I'm going to say Rams by somewhere between 2 and 3 points. I think you take the 3, give it to them. I'm going to say 2.5. 2.5 points Rams.
Browns are home underdogs, giving 2.5 points to the Rams.
Oh, hey-oh, baby.
I think
if Vegas sees the Browns injury report, that might go up a little bit.
Well, I think it has moved to 3, actually.
Oh, has it? Yeah.
But it opened at 2.5. Rams are 2-0. The Browns are 1-1, coming off a Monday night victory over the Jets. The Rams had an impressive victory over the Saints. Drew Brees got injured
early
in the
though.
game. Listen, this is interesting, Jay. Listen to this. Both of the teams average 360 yards of offense per game. The Rams are actually at 364. The Browns are at 360. Both teams give up 300 yards on defense. The Rams are actually slightly better at 293. The Browns are at 300. Both have a similar strength of schedule. The Rams are third in ESPN Power Rankings. The Browns are 19th after their crapper of a dud against the Titans. Do the Browns have a shot on Sunday night?
I've racked my brain to figure out how they win, and here's how they win. Over his last 10 road games, Jared Goff has been awful. Ooh. He's a different player at home than he is on the road. He has like 10 touchdowns, 9 picks in his last 10 road games, QB rating of like 64. At home, it's completely different. He's almost unstoppable at home. So I think the one glimmer of hope we have to win this game is that it's going to be a hostile environment. Our defensive line is really good. If we can pressure Goff, he can move a little, but he's not a statue, but he's not, Steve Young either. So we can pressure him into some bad decisions and make some big plays on defense, keeping in mind the fact that he has not been good on the road over his last 10 road games.
So let me ask you this, Jay. Is Jared Goff the quintessential system quarterback?
I mean, he might be. The thing where I'll disagree with that a little bit is he's got the arm talent to make all the throws. So he might be a guy that thrives in a system, but he's got arm talent. So, there could be multiple different systems he can thrive in, not just McVay's system. But I think he is a guy that needs, what I'm trying to say, he needs structure, a good structure.
Thrive in Jeff Fisher's system.
No, we have Jeff. That's 7-9 bullcrap. He was a rookie as well. 7-9 bullcrap. No, but I think he's a guy that needs structure. You know what I mean? He's not a guy that like Baker who can play outside of structure well. Like some might even say that's Baker's strength. And when the play breaks down, Baker moving, making stuff happen. I don't think that's Jared Goff's strength. I think Jared Goff's strength is playing in the structure of the offense. And who better at this time in the NFL to structure an offense than Sean McVay?
So here's what I say to that. I think there are 15 other quarterbacks in the NFL that could quarterback the Rams, and you would know no difference. I don't know.
It's a hypothetical. I can't disagree with it. But yeah, that could be true. Sean McVay's obviously, look what he did with, Kirk Cousins in Washington. Kirk Cousins looked like a star. Now Kirk Cousins is in Minnesota, and Minnesota wants their money back. So, there could be a point to that.
I think you can't say the same for the Packers, for the Patriots, for the Saints. I think we're going to see a completely different Saints team with Teddy Bridgewater back there. I think there are just these certain quarterbacks. Even last year, Baker with Hugh Jackson and Freddie Kitchens. I'm not sure any other quarterback, could have done what. No, I just put Baker in really special company. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I think you put Stafford in LA, you put Matt Ryan in LA, you put a bunch of all these other like mediocre quarterbacks. I don't know if any
in
other
that
quarterback could do
situation.
what Russ Wilson does in Seattle. I don't know.
No, that exactly. He's a guy who plays outside of the structure of the
Yeah.
offense. That's what I was trying to say. Like Sean McVay is an offensive genius. He's a
Yeah.
genius, okay? And his offense is a structured masterpiece. And I think Jared Goff has the arm talent to fit right in there. Now, when you see Russell Wilson play, a lot of it looks helter-skelter, right?
Uh-huh.
It looks like Russ is kind of flying by the seat of his pants, and he's good at that. And I think Baker has similar skill set. So I think if you took Jared Goff and threw him in Seattle's offense, it would be a mess. He'd be awful. So I think you have a point when you say he's a system quarterback, but he also has the arm talent to thrive in that system, if you get what I'm saying.
I want to talk about Baker Mayfield a little bit. Even
Yeah.
as he was coming out of college, the comp to him was Brett Favre.
Yeah.
And Booger McFarland talked about it all Monday night. Brett Favre, Brett Favre, Brett Favre, Brett Favre. I kind of disagree. I see more Steve Young in Baker than Brett Favre. You know who I see a lot of Brett Favre with Patrick Mahomes.
I'm going to disagree. I see that too. I'm going to disagree with Steve Young because Steve Young is one of the fastest quarterbacks ever to play the game. I mean, Steve Young was unbelievable with his feet. Baker's not really a willing runner. He doesn't want to run. He's not that fast. He can when he has to, but he doesn't run that often. Steve Young was an electric athlete on the field. I think the Brett Favre comparison with Baker is right in the sense that he's got the gunslinger mentality and he's not afraid to force it in the tight windows. Patrick Mahomes, his arm is unbelievable. I watched that Oakland game where he had 280 yards and 4 touchdowns in the second quarter alone the other day. And he had a 75-yarder in the third quarter called back. I mean, I have never seen anyone, and Brett Favre included, and I was a huge Brett Favre fan. Remember, I was in my teens and a huge football fan when the Browns left the first time. And so I became a Packers fan because of Brett Favre. So I watched the Packers for, the couple of years where the Browns were gone and followed them. And Brett Favre had an amazing arm. I think Mahomes is even better. I have never seen anybody throw a deep ball with the accuracy that Patrick Mahomes does. It's incredible to watch. It really is.
And I guess my comp comes from the fact that I feel like Steve Young, like they just moved chains however it needed to happen. Sometimes it wasn't pretty. And I kind of look at Baker, even how they carry themselves. It's like the kind of similar size. I think Baker's a little thicker. But I just kind of see this like, hey, we're going to go play, and it might not be pretty, but we're going to win. And I feel like I find myself feeling that way more often than not.
Well, I think Baker. I think it's going to click. I just think there's been so much. Like I said, I think they should have played more in the preseason. And everyone is criticizing Freddie for having him in at the end of the game, and I was to a point too. But I thought about it, and I almost said, you know what, this is almost like Freddie is using this as preseason. They're running some plays, doing some things together that they hadn't done yet at the end of that Jets game because he understands. I think he probably, if he had it to do over again, would have played Baker a lot more in the preseason.
All right, so
even without Odell and them guys.
Sunday night, Goff, who is an established NFL starter, went to the Super Bowl. He definitely has some credentials against Baker. Is that going to be the too big, or is it going to be Aaron Donald versus Baker, or is it going to be Aaron Donald versus Myles Garrett? Like, what's
there's a bunch of awesome storylines.
Yeah,
and you know what? The NFL is probably loving the decision to put the Browns on national TV so much. I don't know if you saw the ratings. The ratings for Monday Night Football were astronomical.
I said that it was going to be the highest rated Monday Night Football.
And even with the Jets, with all these players off, it was a 5% jump from last year's game at the same time. Did you see the number in Cleveland?
No.
The number in Cleveland was 40. Which means 40% of every TV on had the Browns game on in Cleveland.
Jeez.
That's bananas numbers with all the options of stuff to watch today. Yeah, it was up 5% over last year's Week 2 game. I don't remember who last year's Week 2 game was. And Monday Night Football ratings are up as a whole from last year. And I'm sure the NFL's like, yes, the Browns. Either way, you know why, Chase? Here's why. Nationally, people got sick of hearing about the Browns all offseason. We become a little bit unlikable nationally with Baker and Odell. And so everyone's going to watch because either A, we win and it's people hate it, or B, we lose and people laugh at us. People want to see us fall on our face. People are, people like, I always say people like to watch a train wreck. That's what they want to see. They want to see us fall. But if we don't, and you see like you saw Sunday night or Monday night with the 89-yard Odell Beckham touchdown and the one-handed catch and him, and even the drama surrounding him yelling at the refs when they took him out. There's always something with, these guys, with Baker and Odell. There's always something interesting to watch. The Browns, we'll see how good they are, but there is no doubt they lead the league in interesting.
No, and I agree. I mean, maybe not so much to watch us fail, but I think we have bona
I think a lot
fide
of them want to fail.
stars. I
We
think we have
do, but I
bona
still
fide
think
stars.
people want to see us fail. Trust me, dude. If we go out there and get blown out, it's going to be a shit show on Twitter.
No, I
People
agree,
are
but
going to love it.
we have OBJ,
Yeah,
who
of course. Yeah,
one of the
Miles
is
Garrett,
the most
who's probably the
popular
most
receiver,
underrated. Yeah, he's
maybe
no, not
since
only
Randy
is
Moss.
right, exactly. And, like we've talked about before, he's got 10 times, whatever it is, 5 times the amount of followers of Tom Brady on Instagram. I mean,
Yep.
he's an international celebrity.
Yep.
You're right. But I'm holding to this point, Chase, that a lot of people want to see us fail and they want to laugh about it because as popular he is and as cool as he is and how much we love him, there's also people that hate him just as much. And that is what brings viewers, being polarizing.
I think that is discrediting the amount of star power that OBJ,
Sure.
Miles Garrett, even
and Miles Garrett's the
Baker's
most
on every
underrated
commercial of the show.
Yeah, and Miles Garrett has 5 sacks, and I think he's underrated at that spot. I think that most people nationally don't even know how good he is. I've barely heard him talk about it.
Baker's wife is on these. I mean, I'm not disagreeing that people want to watch us fail. I don't think that's the sole reason why that it was 5% nationally or whatever, and 40 in dude, we have the legitimate NFL super duper stars on our team.
And you have storylines and baggage, and all those things bring viewers.
Sure. Yep. And so Sunday night is just going to be like zero shortage of narratives or stories, whether it's Aaron Donald versus the next Aaron Donald and Miles Garrett, whether it's two of the brightest young quarterbacks. I don't agree. I think Baker's better than Goff. That they have in the NFL, and this changing of the guard of quarterbacks with the Breeze and the Roethlisbergers no longer. It's Baker's league. It's the Goffs, it's the Bakers, it's the Mahomes, it's if you want to put Lamar in there, we'll see how that goes this year. I don't think it's going to last. Like, it's their league right now, aside from Brady. Yeah. It's like it's their time, and so I think that could be a story. What other narratives do you see going on in this game, Jay?
I mean, that you're like we talked about, it's going to be, can the Browns control Aaron Donald in the middle of that line, which nobody can stop him. It's almost like a Michael Jordan thing. You can't stop Aaron Donald. You can just hope to contain him. So the Browns are going to have to get creative on the line. We don't know Chris Hubbard's status. Rumor has it he was not even rumor, confirmed he was in a walking boot leaving practice yesterday. We don't know. We don't have any. We talked about this last week. We don't have any backup offensive tackles. What do we do there if Hubbard can't play? Kirko, I saw him get hurt in the game, but he came back. He's dealing with injury issues now. I mean, the injury list is a mile long. How do we deal with that? Who ends up playing? Is Demarius Randall back and clear from his concussion? I mean, there's a ton of storylines. The Rams, the Rams secondary, which with Marcus Peters on Odell Beckham, that's a storyline. You have Aqib Talib on Jarvis Landry, that's a story. I mean, there's so many good matchups, so many storylines, but a lot of it's going to depend on who plays for the Browns, who is able to play. Is Rashard Higgins back? Who is able to play, and how does this injury report shake out?
I want to read you the injury report. I just want to take a little bit of time here. And Njoku
out
with
take
the
some
wrist.
time.
Kirksey, questionable, undisclosed. Demarius Randall, questionable concussion. Morgan Burnett, questionable quads.
Morgan Burnett's playing, he said, by the way.
I'm just reading what I got here.
Yeah.
Rashard Higgins, questionable knee. Is he playing?
He's probably playing. I think I heard Morgan Burnett on with Cleveland Browns Daily yesterday say he was playing. So
Larry Ogunjobi, questionable, undisclosed. Adrius Taylor, questionable ankle. Joe Bitonio, questionable abdomen. Chris Hubbard, questionable foot. Kendall Lamb, questionable knee. I don't know who that is.
That's our backup left tackle who got hurt in the first game.
Gotcha. Injury report for the Rams. Darnold, questionable with the back. I think that might just be procedural.
Well, he did get hurt in the game. He went to the locker room in their game last week, but I would bet he plays.
Malcolm Brown, their backup who does well, questionable ankle, and then a tight end and a center, questionable as well. I think the injury starting to pile up could be a narrative. I hope they don't use it as an excuse.
No.
And I just, if we get hit a couple more times in this game, I'm just, you don't want that to kind of become a snowball effect for the rest of the season.
Sure. Yep. In a short week, you got to deal with these injuries in a short week. Short weeks are what happen when you start getting national exposure because you're playing night games. You're playing Sunday night, Monday night, something they're going to have to get used to, something they're going to have to overcome. I don't think they'll use it as an excuse. It looks like, the main guys are going to be there, the Chubbs and all that. I hope that Kirko plays. Kirko actually played a great game. I've never been a huge Christian Kirksey fan. I thought he played a great game. I thought with him and Mac Wilson out there, the linebackers looked much faster. The speed difference between what we saw last year with Jamie bad body language Collins, and the difference between him and Mac Wilson is big as far as speed goes. So I really liked how they looked, how they flew around. I'm just hoping, and you know what, we have Taki to step in. I think Taki's ready to go. So he played special teams. He looked good on special teams this week. He was flying around. Zagura said the other day on Queens Browns Daily that he was jawing every single time he's out there, and he was in every special teams play. They had to get on because he plays with such a high level of, he's just a fly around, hit you kind of guy. So I am a little interested to see him play, but Kirko looked good. So I really hope Kirksey can play this week.
We are still
and Hubbard. Petonio's going to play. To me, it's him and Hubbard and Demarius Randall are the three big ones. If we can get 2 out of 3 of those to play, I'll feel good. I'm just really worried about Hubbard. I'm really worried about the right tackle position.
We are still in our House of Hoodies game preview talking about narratives. I want to talk about Njoku a little bit. I posted a tweet last night, and I didn't see you respond, Jay. Maybe you didn't see it. But had some interesting kind of correspondence. I want to read it to you. And did you see it at all last night?
No, I didn't see it. I'm sorry.
This is great. This will be a live take, and I can't wait to hear what you think. This is what I said. I think losing Njoku will be the best thing to happen to Baker so far this season. Obviously, wish Njoku the best and never like seeing one injured, but there are 4, soon to be 6 other more capable playmakers I'd rather get the ball to, and Njoku is a liability.
Here's where I'll disagree with you.
Well, you and about 20 other.
And I don't think he's a great tight end. I think he's a good tight end, but he's big and he's fast and he can stretch the field, and you have to respect him deep. And I watched some film breakdowns last year of how he got other guys like Perriman open on those deep routes because he's so big and he's fast for his size, and he flashes in front of safeties, and he causes safeties to have to make a decision. And we don't have another guy like that right now. Ideally, what I would like to see the Browns do is get a Zach Ertz type tight end, a guy who's super reliable, always catches the ball, crafty on his routes, almost like our guy Big Play Gare, almost like Gary Barnidge was. I think the Browns are actually desperately lacking that sure-handed tight end who's sneaky, who can run routes, who always is open and always makes the catch. The security blanket, the guy Jason Witten's been for 15 years in the league. I think the Browns desperately need a guy like that, but I think there's a ton of value in what David Njoku brings. So I don't think they're going to miss him a ton, especially if Higgins gets back, but I don't think it's a good thing that he's out either.
Look, I don't think a tight end makes or break an offense. I know Gronk was huge in New England, but they're doing just fine without a tight end right now. And I know Njoku's young; he's 22, and he has a okay first couple years. I would just I'd rather have OBJ get the ball. I'd rather have Jarvis Landry get the ball. I'd rather have Chubb get the ball. I'd rather have Higgins get the ball. I'd rather have soon-to-be Callaway get the ball. I'd rather have soon Kareem Hunt get the ball than Njoku. I trust all those guys more to catch the ball when they need to than Njoku.
He's not sure-handed, but look at that touchdown last week where he had to sneak it in to a big target in the middle of the field. We don't have another guy like that at the moment. So that it worries me a bit. I don't think it's a huge loss. I don't think it'll make or break the game. I disagree with you a bit, saying it's a positive that he's not.
Okay. So you're 2 yards out, Jeremy. Would you rather do a end zone cross route to Njoku or hand it off to Chubb? What would you rather do?
I guess it depends on the look they're getting. I mean, that's part of what Baker does at the line. If they're stacked for the run, he might. Remember,
you're overthinking it. You're overthinking it. Who would you rather? Who would
on 3rd and goal?
I want to give it to Chubb. I know
what you want to do. I know the point of the question. I'm just saying it's more nuanced than that. There's no for sure answer. It depends on the look they get down on the goal line. I mean, there's so much nuance that goes into every play in the NFL. There's so much that goes on from the moment they break the huddle to the moment they get to the line that it's not as easy as just to say, yes, I want to just give it to Chubb and hammer away. I mean, look, Njoku made a lot of those, the back shoulder fades. He caught a fair amount of those for touchdowns last year. Can OBJ do that? Yeah. He can, but it's nice to have a big-bodied guy like David Njoku for that kind of thing.
I think Baker feels like he has to get it to Njoku, and I think without that expectation, I think Baker's going to be unleashed.
We'll find out in a couple of days.
We will find out in a couple of days. Are almost done here with this preview. I know we've gone a bit on here. The Browns play well in primetime, Jeremy. What are we 3-0 since when? Did you see that stat on Monday night?
No, I didn't see it, but I do know that we do play well in primetime, and we better because we have a bunch of big primetime games coming. And even a lot of our games that aren't necessarily primetime, quote unquote, are we got the 4:30 national game against the Patriots. So yeah, we hope we keep that up because we're going to need to.
The Browns win this one. Could we be the primetime Browns? You don't know if we win this. All aboard the Browns hype train, man. I'm talking about a narrative. It is going to be off the rail, insufferable. It will too.
And we need this, man. Like we said, we got to find a way to be 3-3 through 6 because the second half of that schedule looks like very, very, very favorable. I mean, think about it. You got the Dolphins, you got the Bills, you got the Steelers twice, you got the Bengals twice, you got the Cardinals. There is a bunch of winnable games in the second half of the season. So if we can just keep our head above water for the first 6-7 games, things look real good for the second half of the year.
I would say most talking heads have the Browns losing this game. I would say a lot of people expect the Browns to lose this game looking at the schedule. Jay, true or false? We have more to gain by winning than we have losing if we lose this game. Like, if we lose, it's not going to be that. Like, it's not
the end of the world. We'll have to pick off either San Francisco or Baltimore on the road.
Check.
Or we're in trouble. But I agree with that. There's more to gain from winning than to lose from losing. I agree with that.
And that sounds really silly.
Bar the door.
I don't expect a backlash like we had against Tennessee if we lose this game.
No, I mean, you're playing one of the best teams in the league. Now, like I said earlier, Jared Goff's been awful on the road. So we'll see if that manifests itself or not. But, I mean, if we can get Kirksey out there, our defense looked really good. Our front four looks awesome. So, and I guarantee you that Myles Garrett is jacked for this game.
We're going to get to our keys to our game in a minute. Well, that wraps up our Browns game House of Hoodies preview presented by our friends at House of Hoodies. Listen, check out House of Hoodies and their amazing Browns hockey jersey hoodies. They have them in orange or brown, helmet logo or elf. These beauties are perfect for repping the Browns when it gets too cold to wear your jerseys to the stadium. And they're even big and baggy enough to maybe sneak a few beers in or drinks under the hoodie. And the concession savings alone will pay for your hoodie in just one wear. Check them out on Twitter at HO Hoodies and check out their inventory at thehouseofhoodies.com. If you use promo code ORANGER, you'll save 20% off your entire order. House of Hoodies, bringing you the very best hockey-style sweatshirts to the comfort of your own home. Thehouseofhoodies.com. Jay, I received my House of Hoodies elf logo, Myles Garrett, in the mail yesterday, and it is super comfortable. Let me tell you. Have you received yours yet?
No, I have not yet. I can't wait to see it.
Dude, this feels like you're wearing a blanket. It looks awesome, like a hockey jersey hoodie with a good old 9.5 Garrett on there. Dude, I'm loving mine, man. I can't wait to wear it.
Awesome. Can't wait to see mine.
Yeah, what do you got coming in?
Baker, right? I got a Baker one just like that. Same style, but Baker Mayfield.
Nice. Let's jump to the keys to the game. We talked about them just for a little bit through the preview and the narratives. Jay, what are the keys to this game if the Browns want to walk away Sunday night with the win?
I think the number one key, in my opinion, is the Browns' front four on defense controlling the game. If they can slow down Todd Gurley and Malcolm Brown, if they can put pressure on Jared Goff and cause him to play like he's played on the road his last 8 to 10 starts on the road, I think they can keep themselves in the game with a shot to win. But if they can't, if Todd Gurley runs wild and they don't get pressure on Goff, it's going to be a long day. So I think the number one key is the Browns' front four controlling the game.
I think we have to contain Aaron Donald, and that sounds like one of the easiest things to say, but he is such a disruptive force.
Monster. Oh my gosh, he's so good.
And the last thing I want is okay. So I'm also going to say this. Like I think we lack depth at the tight end position and on the line, but I think our weakest position is the quarterback as far as depth goes. If Baker goes down, we're done.
I mean, Garrett Gilbert obviously unproven looked good in the preseason. Yeah, I mean, obviously most teams are. I mean, you lose your starting quarterback, the chances of you winning go down. I mean, look at the Saints, one of the better teams in the league. They went down, their offense was anemic. So any team that loses their quarterback, I agree with that. So yeah, they got to find a way to control Aaron Donald. He is an absolute monster. I mean, Odell said yesterday he's the best player in the league by a mile.
Oh man,
And I agree with that.
All the Browns players said that. Like there was
He
like
is.
a
I mean,
list of
everybody
like
in the
5 or
league
6
understands
players. Yeah.
this guy is around the league respected as the best defensive player. He's impossible to block. He's fast he's just an absolute beast. I saw a picture of him working on the offseason, no shirt on. The guy doesn't have an ounce of fat on him. He's all muscle. He's big, he's thick, and he's fast. And he's a workout warrior. He takes great care of himself. It's just, you're right. They're going to have to find a way to control. But I still think controlling the line of scrimmage on defense is the key to winning the game, because I think they can make some big plays. I think, we can just like you see, Odell is a big play waiting to happen. And it doesn't matter who's covering him. It doesn't matter where he's playing. Someone put together a highlight film in the league, and it was actually an ex-player, I can't remember who had sat through a film study on Odell when he played. And they showed if Odell catches the ball between the hash and the numbers in the middle of the field, he takes it to the house. And they had put together this compilation of plays where he caught it exactly where he caught it Monday night in that game, where between the numbers and the hash in the open field, and he was gone every single time. It didn't matter if it was Jalen Ramsey governing him. It didn't matter who was covered. Josh Norman. It does not matter. So if the Browns can get him loose a couple times, I think they can score 21 points in this game just based on the playmakers. But if they can't slow down the Rams, it won't be enough. If that front four in the defense can slow them down, I think the Browns can put enough points up to win this game.
I think another key to the game, Denzel Ward has to return to his Pro Bowl form. Man, we've talked about this the last after
he got better this week,
weeks.
but I mean, he wasn't really tested.
No,
like he was. I mean, he got better. You couldn't get worse in that first game with his 26, Pro Football Focus rating. You couldn't get worse. It is funny because Greedy looks much better.
Yeah,
Greedy, the knock on Greedy was he wasn't physical. Well, I saw Greedy getting very physical.
Yeah.
I saw Greedy hit in. I actually pointed out during the game a couple times. So that'll be interesting. I mean, we still got money. Hey, I hope that the Browns, and I think they do, if he doesn't live up to it, we got Money Mitch who can really play on the bench. So if Denzel doesn't play, get him out of there. But I think you'll see. I think he's slowly but surely rounding the form. I think the concussions and the missed time took a toll on him. I think he'll be all right. He's got too much natural talent not to be.
Well, we need him this game because the Rams have weapons on offense galore. Brandon Cook, Robert Woods,
small, quick receivers.
Like
that's the kind of guys that Denzel thrived against, was the smaller, quicker guys. He had problems with the bigger guys.
He has thrived against no one this year. He came out the gate strong last year. He doesn't look engaged. He doesn't look quick. He doesn't. He looks like he's still hurt. He really does to me. So he has to return to his Pro Bowl form. And I think our defense has to step up. I think all of, aside from our O-line containing Donald and Baker getting the ball out quick and not holding on to the ball, I think our D has to step up. I think they've played well, but yeah, our D has to step up. I feel more confident in our defense this season so far than our offense, but strangely I find myself in this game, Jeremy, not worrying about our offense putting points on the board. I'm more concerned about I think because this is like one of the better offenses that we've seen so far. Obviously Tennessee and obviously the Jets have just been anemic. I know again, the Tennessee game was a little different. I think that might be the most points they score all year. This is a real.
And it was just a weird. The game got weird in the fourth quarter. Got away from them. I don't even consider it a blowout. It was just a strange game with all the penalties and all the the stuff that happened in the fourth quarter. So yeah, we'll chalk that one up and we'll go from here.
Yeah. Jeremy, what are your bold predictions for this game?
My bold prediction is Odell breaks loose again with another long touchdown. The Browns are going to try to scheme him into the open field like that. So my bold prediction is Odell with another long touchdown. And my game prediction is I think the Browns are going to shock the world. I think they're going to win 21-17. I think they're going to do just enough on offense, and that front four of the defense is going to control the game. Browns are going to win 21-17.
This is my bold prediction. I'm not going to do a 600-yard offense prediction.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was like.
That was fun, though. I think Chubb is going to have over 25 carries. I think they're going to get him going. I think he's going to get a couple big long runs early, and I think he's going to help set the pace. I have not seen any play action this year yet, Jay. Have you seen any? Can you remember any plays?
There's been a couple. That was an RPO. That was a play action on Odell's touchdown. He put the ball in. It was
Gotcha.
actually an RPO. He put the ball in Chubb's belly, pulled it out, and hit him on that little cross. So there has been some, just not a ton. There hasn't been a lot of play action, boot, roll
Bootleg,
out, move
yeah.
the pocket stuff. Yeah, there hasn't been a lot of that.
And so I expect them to get chubby and kind of keep the chub going. I'm just surprised that they haven't done that. I know they haven't really been in a place, but Chubb's produced when he's touched the ball.
When he gets touches, we had close to 100 yards in total offense both games. Yeah, just hasn't got at the ball. And Nathan talked about this yesterday on Cleveland Browns Daily that he looks up to Todd Gurley. That's like his guy. They played together. He looks at him as a role model of sorts, and that he really thinks Nathan really thinks that this is going to be a motivating factor in this game. That he wants to show that he belongs on the field with Todd Gurley, so that he's going to be really jacked to get out there and play. So yeah, I'm excited to see that as well.
Yeah, I'm in this CBS pick against the spread league, and
Okay.
I'm going to be honest. I picked the Rams to cover only because
Chase.
Only because it's a reverse jinx, Jeremy. It's a reverse jinx.
I gotcha. The reverse jinx. You'd rather lose the bet, than win than have the Browns win. I gotcha. I'm the same way on stuff.
Yes. So normally I'm pretty all in on the Browns all the time, and different strategy for this week.
I'm not just being optimistic. I think they can win, and I think the reason I think they can win is what I said, is because Jared Goff on the road has been a completely different quarterback. I think the Browns are going to put pressure on him. I think they're going to harass him. I think they're going to frustrate him, and I think the offense is going to do just enough to get us over the hump.
Cameron Jordan did have a good game against the Rams last week, so maybe Miles has. And
Miles is a better player than Cameron Jordan. That's one spot. That's the one spot where the Rams, their tackles are getting older. They got Andrew Whitworth, who the Bengals gave up a couple years, but he's an older guy. I think this is his 13th year in the league somewhere. So it's a guy that's not going to have the speed to keep up with Miles. If Miles there will be an opportunity for Miles to get off on that. He's a great player. Don't get me wrong, great player, but he's lost a step or two.
Feel like that could be a recurring theme all year, and I cannot wait to watch. I want to give shouts to our presenting sponsors, Alliant Health Center and The Place, Northern Ohio's chiropractic biophysics clinic. Alliant Health Center is located in Westlake and Beechwood. Alliant Health Center helps patients with back pain, neck pain, migraines, ADHD, digestive issues, sleep disturbance, whiplash, scoliosis, and much, much more. The mission at Alliant Health Center is simple: to help people in the Westlake and Beechwood areas achieve the best possible health and overall wellness. Also want to give shouts to The Place. The Place in Medina features one of the nation's largest showrooms of hot tubs, spas, fireplaces, outdoor cooking, and leisure products for your home. You ever thinking about remodeling your backyard, your porch, or your game room? Go to The Place. If you use promo code ORANGE on any Weber, Burl King, Big Green Egg, Fire Magic, Castan, AOG, Louisiana Pellet Grills, you will save 10%. And visit The Place at 2377 Medina Road today to transform your backyard into the backyard of your dreams. When you think of fireplaces, hot tubs, grills, and patios, Jeremy, think
The Place.
Also, shouts to House of Hoodies for sponsoring our game preview narrative segment. Jeremy, any final thoughts?
Nope. Let's go get them, baby. It's going to be a blast down there. I actually cannot wait. I'm pumped for Sunday Night Football. It's the first time in 10 years the Browns have been on Sunday Night Football. It is going to be an absolute madhouse down there. I hope the Browns give them something to cheer about, baby.
Jeremy, you were going to the game, right?
Absolutely.
Cheer loud for us, baby. Go Browns.
Here we go, Brownies. Here we go.
We're talking about the Super Bowl. Anything less is a loss. Sing it brown and orange for the USA.